Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. As you can see, we're going to be taking a look at one of the newer Constructbot sets. This is Lockdown with his Dinobot companion, Hangnail. Let me just say, I am completely surprised by just how big Hangnail is. I was expecting a much smaller robot, as were a lot of other collectors apparently. But I am pleased by the size because this really turns into a nice, massive set. We're going to move Hangnail off to the side for a moment and focus right in on Lockdown. Lockdown uses the new body mold that we saw with the Dinobots in terms of the skeleton. But for the vehicle build, these first showed up, or would have shown up, in the Beast Hunters Predacon Rising Constructbot sets that unfortunately never made it to US retail, but were released some in limited quantities in Asian markets. I do believe the Optimus Prime from that set has just been copied over for the Optimus Prime Constructbot set here. But other than that, you can tell there are the vehicles transform differently from any other previous Constructbot set. There is some new parts and paneling. And like the Dinobots, everything now is C-clips with ball joints in the frame as opposed to C-clips in the frame and 5mm pegs and ports for the armor. Some people like that. Personally, I'm not really that big of a fan. I think it's made it harder to build the sets and to transform them, which we're going to get to right now. Okay, start off transformation. We're going to do it from vehicle to robot. Go ahead and remove Lockdown's gun. It is a very nice blaster. One thing I do want to mention is that the instructions show him holding it two different ways. The way I usually have him do it, which I think is the right way, is heads up like this with that little tip right here at the barrel up, but initially they showed him underslinging it like so. Preference is yours. Next step what you want to do is just come in and separate the feet. In doing so, you'll separate the grill, and then what you want to do is detach the legs from the front hood, which are clipped in C-clip there to a post, and as you can see is a little tight. So you then want to rotate the figure just like so, and then bring the legs back down like this. And then what you're going to do is a fun thing, which is new to these builds, is they've worked in a hinge system to the frame. The back piece already comes with it like this. Grab this little orange nub and swing it up. Next, to finish the legs, go ahead and rotate the feet forward, making care to grab from the lower legs so you have less of a chance of popping the ball joints. And we've gone ahead and finished the lower torso of Lockdown. I said lower torso, I should have said lower half, but moving on up, you want to just go ahead and then detach the arms that are clipped in here to the chest. Again, C-clip post, just like that, and you can go ahead and flip the fist down. Now, on one step of the instructions, they show you just flipping the fist in. Another one, they had them rotated up. I just tend to just flip the fists in. Next, what you want to do is come around behind, lock down once again, straighten the legs out a bit, and just bring this whole panel back down and around and straighten up these little bladed shoulder pieces. And here we have Lockdown in its robot mode. The gun can of course clip into its hand very nicely, and you're good to go. Articulation is the same as the Dinobot sets, which means You have ball joints in the shoulders, ball joints in the elbows, ball joints in the wrists, ball joints at the hips, ball joints at the calves, ball joints at the ankles. There is obviously rotation at the knees, full bending, those, and that's about it. I guess you can say you have bicep swivels and stuff for different types of action poses, but that's about it. Yes, there is a bit more articulation than the traditional uh, the original Wave 1 Constructbots, or I should say the first year Constructbots, but you do miss out now on the plug and play value with the armor. Well, I do want to mention the head can actually rotate. It is on a ball socket, and this appears to be the visor down version of Lockdown. Not really sure where his face is, but this is not all to the figure. Let us now pause, and I'll bring in Hangnail. As you can see, Hangnail is his Dinobot companion, which will form armor for the figure in robot mode. In terms of articulation, the jaw can open and close, head can swivel, 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 claws you can clap, yay! And then there's a hip movement there, as well as bringing the feet back, so you can have them upright, but the tail then gets in the way, and I don't think there's a way to bring the head forward, so you just leave them like this. Speaking of the tail, it is a pressure launcher weapon. It's actually, you can tell from underneath, a very interesting build right there. I mean, you put it all together. I mean, this is going to be a very, you can just tell it's a strong launcher, which it is. Just pull back on the trigger, and the missile goes. And that's a very strong release, and just clips right back in, like so. To get Hangnail ready for his combination, basically what you want to do is go ahead, take off the legs, the hip, detach the foot from the upper part of the leg, like so. Do this for both. Next, what you want to do is separate the arms, and this is where the C-clips come in and are a little bit of a pain because there is stress marks already forming. That's a bit of a disappointment. Next, what you want to do is go ahead and then remove the head from that second neck joint, leaving this all off to the side. So what do you do next? Well, here's Lockdown. And let me straighten them up a bit. The ball joints, I should say, these, Constructbot joints are very finicky. But first, what you want to do is take these, what were the feet, and you're going to clip them in to the shoulder spikes over, and this will become some form of shoulder armor for the Dinobot. Next, what you want to do is, with these smaller spikes facing forward, clips facing up, go into the shoulders there on Lockdown, beefing out the arms a bit. Dinosaur head, split it open, swing this down. You have a little C-clip there. That will, of course, go into the armor right there. I don't know if that's like a searchlight or another type of blaster. The claws. The claws, you have these nice long bars. These will clip into the outside of the armor, right there where the wheel wells are. Really like how they did the wheel wells here, that it's all self-contained and more flush. And basically there you have them armored up. Now for this thing. And this is where the problems come in. Basically what you have to do is rotate his hand up, and this will work on either arm. You go ahead and just clip the grip into the hand, and there's you adjust it so basically a clip in there into the upper forearm there and into the hand, and you basically have this gun ready to go that lockdown can barely hold. And this is the problem. He can't hold it. Now, of course, obviously you would need two hands to fire it, but it just comes off very limp, and just. I did find an alternate position for it. You can come in here, turn it around like so, and clip it there on that bar and bring it up, and you have something like a shoulder cannon. Oh boy, and let me just set this up so you can all see that, yeah, right there you have this huge shoulder cannon. It's a spring launcher, and on a good day, the hips won't give out on you, but on a bad day, they'll start to droop forward like they are now. So yeah, so I would say leave the launcher off or find some other use for it. I mean, the blaster lockdown comes with regularly is perfectly fine, and I do like how he looks with the other bits of the dinosaur armor, especially those claws. Now, in terms of recommending the set, I would say yeah, but unfortunately the general retail price is around $20, and I think that's a bit high. I was able to get this on sale off of Toys R Us, and I know Amazon has it for around $16 with Prime 2-day shipping. I would say around $15, $16 is great, but once you start getting closer to 20, not worth it. This is your old pal Chuck for Lockdown and the remnants of Hangnail. We'll see you next time.